Good morning, everyone. It's Cassie. I hope you're having an awesome day. Welcome back to Spellcaster University. We're in the middle of, or rather, we've just started our school in the village. So we have very few students, and we have very few buildings, and we have very little here in the way of resources. The king wants our attention. The king sends his regards. Ah, a new school for my kingdom. How great. So very great. And I would very much like to help, for I am a fair and generous king. What would you need? Our school would need some new source of funding, receives 200 gold, or help from the royal architects would be useful to build an advanced room. I think last time we chose from the advanced rooms, but this time I'm going to take the funding. And I am going to draw... This is all stuff we already have. That's not necessarily ideal. I guess I will take from the descriptions. I want school coat of arms. And what does the Adventurers Guild want? I have found a window between two troll massacres to come say hi. The opening of a new magic school is always good news for the Adventurers Guild. What kind of mage do you train? Mages who can mend folks. We're always in need of good healers. Mages that can blow things up. A great addition to your next raids, or mages that know how to use magical trinkets are useful too sometimes. Each of these chooses, it draws 3 cards from random decks. I'm gonna say blow up things, and we have options. Magical hat. Active teachers in this room have a chance of improving their pedagogy. A sorcerer without magical hat is like a bird without feathers, naked. Weapons and shield. Active characters in this room have their combat power greatly increased for a few minutes. Danger is everywhere. What's wrong with giving weapons to children, right? What could possibly go wrong? I mean, if you've read Ender's Game or Lord of the Flies, you should know. Children will scrap. Or Elementalist Dojo, a classroom that allows students to quickly improve their elementalism skills. This room comes with a teacher, as all classrooms do. I just can't stop myself from reading that sometimes. The only real magic that counts is the ability to cast fireballs. This is the room where you learn just that. We don't have an Elementalist Dojo yet, we don't have any of these cards, but I'm going to take the classroom. Early in the game, I tend to take the classrooms. This person is just so slow. 10% slower and 25% slower. One of those was good. Acts 10% slower, but also gets tired 10% slower. That's a good thing. Our guinea pig is up. Who can we visit? We can't visit anyone unique yet, and we can't visit the peasants this time around. Oh no, we can. They're just over here instead of over here. Orcs are here. The guild tavern is here for the adventurers. I'd say let's go see the peasants. I think I clicked no. Meeting the peasants. You notice many people in the village dressed in black, their faces betraying a deep sadness. It seems a burial is taking place. We came with fertility potions for your animals. Take it free of charge. We can't do because we don't have the nature mana, but would increase our rep by 20. Just want to make sure all is well. Increases rep by 5. We've come to make a deal to supply the university kitchen. Draws the card refectory. Loses 15 rep. Receives 30 gold. We don't have, or lose. Receive is minus 30 gold. We don't have 30 gold to lose. Or wait until the end of the ceremony to perform a necromantic ritual. Reputation with the peasants minus 20, receives 200 shadow mana, could have some consequences later on. I'm doing this one. I don't know what the consequences are. I hate to lose the rep. We have no rep with the peasants, so we'll be in the negative, but I'll deal. And we also have a new visitor. This is the Minstrel. The Minstrel. Greetings, mage. I am the Minstrel. But I'm sure you've heard of me before. Well, not really. Triggers a new event, could have some consequences later on. He's so handsome, she says. Aw. Ah, the minstrel, he's so handsome. Tonight we're all gonna go see him sing at the tavern. The minstrel is distracting your students and they can't work properly. Go see him on the local map to take care of the problem. This is going to be tough. I can feel it. Receives the global modifier minstrel distraction. Students learn all magic 15% slower. I kind of feel like I should have waited to see the minstrel. Should have like held off on the guinea pig until after we visited with the minstrel. We have Janitor Lodge supplies a janitor who cleans walls vandalized by students and improves the room's efficiency. The janitor is linked to shadow magic because you need a seriously dark temper to scare off students. Prison. When a teacher catches a student misbehaving, the student is sent to the prison to discourage them from doing it again for a while and encourage them to work more. A dunce's cap is better. Are you serious? Nothing puts a message across better than a nice cold jail cell. Or chains. Active students in this room are intimidated and misbehave less for a few minutes. They're almost never used, but dissuasion is like an art form, just like painting and sculpting. I'm going to take the Janitor Lodge. If prison comes back up again in the future, I will want it, but for now, I'm okay. I'm going to put the school coat of arms somewhere and start generating that prestige. We have students coming up. We can draw from our shadow deck again, too. We have Evil Banner. Active characters in this room improve your reputation with the Lord of Evil. Pentacle. An active character in this room has a chance of becoming bad and earning a trait that allows them to learn shadow magic faster. A good old pentacle always comes in handy when you're playing with the forces of evil. Or Janitor Lodge again, which we could upgrade, or place a second one of. I'm gonna take the Evil Banner. We didn't really do much for rep with the Lord of Evil last time, but you slow him down by earning rep with him. You also generate shadow magic faster. We have the peasants. No, sorry, this is the Inquisition. Books teach you nothing. What are you doing? Are you insane? Books? Aren't you ashamed of yourself? Books are filled with wretched words that distract our flock from the righteous path of spiritual purity. They are vessels for dark magic and necromancy. Witches use them to summon demons from other planes to eat children of good, God-fearing common folk. Burn them all immediately before things get way out of control. Alright, let's calm down and burn everything. I can only do if I have a card in hand. Discards that card and triggers a new event. 15 plus 15 rep with the Inquisition. Not in a million years. Knowledge is power is an immediate negative 50 with the Inquisition and the only one we can do, so that sucks. But look, some books are awesome. Has the following spell book: Great Book of Purity or Light Hymns. Receives plus 20 faction rep with the Inquisition. I have to take this big hit. The spell books are what you earn at the end of a level, depending on how many objectives you complete. Right now we have no objectives on this playthrough. They'd be little stars right here. So eventually we will get quests, and if we meet those objectives, quest objectives, however you want to phrase them, then we can earn better spell books. Look at my beautiful Archmage. Last time we couldn't do this. My dear colleague, always a pleasure to see you. I have the funniest story to tell you. One of our students just became an Archmage and he wasn't particularly bright, if you get my drift. I guess that is the miracle of our modern approach to teaching. What about you? I heard you trained some pretty good herbalists. You know, I think one of our students will soon become an Archmage. Gives you the objective Archmage So Cool. All you have to do is train one Archmage. We couldn't do that last time. Indeed, and rest assured, I'm happy for you. Receives -5 prestige. Or, oh, you know, this university doesn't have much more to prove. Does nothing, but you need 50 prestige to be able to say that. So, I think I will take the hit. to prestige this time and see what happens for our third objective instead of that. We can draw from our arcane deck. We have Temporal Room, a classroom that allows students to improve their temporal magic skills. We are keeping the risks of paradoxes to a minimum. We have Crystal Ball. Active teachers in this room have a chance of getting rid of a negative trait. Crystal balls don't actually allow us to see the future, contrary to what ordinary mortals and immortals think. Like Guinea Pig Messenger, they're just another way of communicating. Connecting to other crystal balls is disconcertingly easy. Or Fairy Dragon. New students have a higher type of being any non-human. It's clearly the weirdest of dragons. Its chant cannot be heard by the human ear. These are 3 good choices. I think I want to we'll go with the Fairy Dragon for now. I think Temporal Room is more likely to come up than Fairy Dragon. Again. Come up again, I mean to say. Let's have a look at our Fairy Dragon. Oh, it's cute! It's that. We can get so close. In the last game, I learned that you can zoom past the school and look behind it. There's nothing back there. We're going to visit the theater and say hi to the Minstrel. Ah, my favorite admirer. Would you like an autograph? I need help to spread the word about our university. Receives 3 prestige. But we also need to work on reining in our students because they're distracted by the Minstrel. So let's take a look at the other things we can do here in the future when we start meeting criteria. Our alchemists have made some beauty ointments you might be interested in. Has at least 200 alchemy. Receives 700 gold. The tavern is now closed to all students. The following effect is active, which it is now. Minstrel Distraction. Has at least 2 prisons and 1 orc hound. Removes the global modifier Minstrel Distraction. This is the one we need to do if we want to fix our students. Or, our students are above earthly pleasures. They will no longer be going to the tavern. Has at least 2 righteous cloisters and 1 reliquary. Removes the global modifier Minstrel Distraction. So if we focus on light, we can get rid of the debuff this way, or if we focus on punishment, we can get rid of the Minstrel debuff this way. So for now, I just have to gain the 3 prestige. That's all I can do. We have Chamber of Truth, a classroom that allows students to quickly improve their retribution skills. Here is where we train light magic mages who have psychopathic tendencies, otherwise known as Inquisitors. Light Scepter. When a student is at least level 1 in Retribution and level 3 in Heroism, they receive a Light Scepter, which generates 1 reputation point with the Inquisition each time the student gains a light level. It is like a portable lighthouse, which is useful if you've got a ship to steer. Or Shiny Gold Pendant, which we had in the last game. When a student is at least level 2 in Heroism, they receive a Shiny Gold Pendant, which generates 10 gold each time the student gains a magic level. A positional asset of rare power. With this, one no longer needs to buy a racing carriage to feel like they're alive. I'm going to go with Chamber of Truth for now. More classrooms are always a good thing. I wonder why I can't put it up here. And the orcs are visiting. We're so hungry. What can I do about that? Triggers a new event. We don't have a waffle maker and we don't have a raclette table, so we can't do either of these. I advise you at the neighboring village's peaceful citizens is minus 15 rep with the peasants and the kingdom, or we have nothing to offer is minus 30 rep with the orc tribes. We're really suffering so far on this playthrough when it comes to reps. I'm going to lose the 30 rep with the orcs because rep's already bad with the peasants. And I'm going to start hoping for banners to come up. What's the students? They're all thinking about books. Bright future. It's time to create a specific teaching goal. What should we put we should put a curriculum together so our students end up with great futures. What curriculum would you like to create? Apothecary? To train students for this future, you must focus on the following types of magic: herbalism and potions. If the requirements are fulfilled, this future will be automatically offered to students at the end of their studies as long as the objective is not completed. The objective is 6. Train 6 people as apothecaries. Shadowbinder? This might be the one I go with. To train in potions, necromancy, and retribution. Or main career counselor. Train in sacred magic and retribution. I think I am gonna go with Shadowbinder because I'm earning right now a pretty good amount of shadow and light mana. We'll see how it goes. I might have bitten off more than I could chew. Maybe I should have focused on main school counselor. Let's start off from our arcane deck. We have Psy Crystal. Active characters in this room get the SpedX effect, speeding all their activities up by 25%, as well as the growth rate of their needs. This is an alien crystal because everybody likes science fiction, right? Or Temporal Room, a classroom that allows students to quickly improve their temporal magic skills. We are keeping the risk of paradoxes to a minimum. I told you this would come up again, and it has. So this time I am going to go with this. We have students. And we have a teacher visiting. Some students are no good with magic. We must assign them manual tasks, otherwise they have absolutely no future. In that spirit, I have set up a DIY workshop so they may reveal their deeply hidden talents. A good initiative, but student safety must be paramount. Draws the card Protective Goggles. A hands-free alchemical kit would work wonders. Draws the card Alchemical Shoulder Pads. They must make weapons. Weapons are important. We can't do. Oh, because it requires a rune scriptorium, but would draw 2 runic spears. Or have them make something pretty. I don't care if it's useful as long as it's pretty. Draws Mechanical Owl and receives 5 prestige. I'm going to take the Mechanical Owl and the prestige. I'm not growing prestige very quickly, and so having more of it will allow me to bring in more students and hopefully gain more mana, more coin, and more prestige that way. And the Mechanical Owl, when a student is at least level 3 in enchantment, they receive a Mechanical Owl, making it so learning alchemy also generates natural mana up to 25% of alchemy gained. Superior in every way to a messenger guinea pig, but way more expensive. This is just a global modifier, it's not like a creature, so I'm just going to play it now. And there's Posthumous come to visit. School specialty. Every respectable school needs a special magic discipline they specialize in. I did read that right. A special magic discipline they specialize in. It's crucial if to be recognized internationally. In that case, arcane, light, alchemy, or natural magic. We're generating a good amount of alchemy magic or arcane already. So arcane might be good, light might be good. I'm generating alchemy mana, but a little more slowly than I might like. So I am gonna say arcane here. And for that, we need to produce a total of 8,000 arcane mana over the course of the entire level. Shouldn't be too hard. There's our guinea pig, and we're not yet ready to dismiss the Minstrel debuff, but we can go see him and gain some more prestige. We could also go pay a visit to someone who's... Let's go see the orcs. Ah, we really should see the Inquisition too, boy howdy. The orc warriors seem to have been pretty badly beaten by the Lord of Evil. I've come to remind the clans that we're allies in case you were to forget. Gains 10 rep, and that's just like the standard. Every time you visit, you have this one, or like these 3 options. I've heard your shamans are quite gifted. Could they help our university? Receives -5 rep, but receives 100 natural mana, which we can't do because we don't, like, we're negative rep with them. Clan orcs, gather against the forces of evil. Together we can win. Is -40 rep with the orcs. Lord of Evil strength -3. We're going to set up an infirmary in the village. Don't make a mess. Reputation with the orcs +30. With the peasants -15 and -40 gold. Or we'll nurse your warriors back to health and they'll be fighting as soon as tomorrow. Has at least 1 infirmary. Lord of Evil strength -1. I'm going to go with this one to start to balance out our reps a little bit more. Like, it sucks to take -15 with the peasants, but it's good to take +30 with the orcs. We have more students. This one has a lot of benefits. Down to earth, why is that a disadvantage? Learns arcane 50% slower. I'm going to balance that out by putting them in Arcane Scholar. And you can have more than 2 houses. For me, 2 houses is pretty much the most I can process. But if you want more than... You can have as many houses as you want, I think. I don't know that there's a limit. Here are the orcs. Orc raid. The moon was red tonight. It's a sign. The clans gather for combat. Oh no, you're being attacked by 3 orcs, but we were at peace. If you have at least 0 faction, you're being attacked by 2 orcs. You can't do this. We're friends. Your reputation is at least 50 with the orcs. That stops them from attacking. Or, and for a little gold, you'll forget what the moon looks like. Receives -125 gold. Reputation with the orcs +5. So we have to be attacked. And that's good. We haven't seen combat yet. Like, it's not good, but since we haven't seen combat yet, I'll take it. Where are they going to come from, I wonder? Here. They're coming from here. This looks like 4 orcs. Didn't the thing say 3? Oh, it looks like actually 6. There's 2. Here's 4. How's that student doing? They fled. 1 just died. Here. Rip. Okay. This person's about to die. Oh, we got him. Wow, everyone got really close to death over here. We did lose some students in that. I think 2. Maybe more. We do have 1 or 2 orcs left over here attacking. I can't scroll over there. I'm as far to the right as I can be. Another student has died, and this student's on the brink of death. Oh. Noisy classroom. All I'm saying is I did see hordes of students misbehaving and they're making so much noise that I can't concentrate. It's so annoying. Go back to work and stop bothering me with this nonsense. Does nothing. I would have to have eyes everywhere. Is -100 arcane mana plus the card Mystical Eye. I've ordered some enchanted shackles to teach a lesson. Draws the card Chains, -100 alchemy mana, or extreme situations call for extreme solutions. -4 prestige draws the card Pyre. I'm gonna take Pyre. I'd like to see what happens with this orc. Uh-oh. Okay, good. They got him down. We'll draw from our arcane deck. We have Arcane Amulet. When a student is at least level 1 in Elementalism and Portal Magic, they get an Arcane Amulet. They now generate 30% more Arcane Mana. This cheap amulet is perfect for beginners. We also have Interdimensional Room, a classroom that allows students to quickly improve their Portal Magic skills. This room does not need a teacher, but lowers student sanity. Oh, my French is not gonna... The teacher unions forbid work in such a horrible room, so students are in there alone. Or Elementalist Dojo we already have and can level up. I'm going to take the Interdimensional Room. Maybe that means without teacher? No teacher. Let's put in that pyre. We'll deal with the students, and then we will go and see someone. We'll visit someone for rep. Our worst rep is... well, the peasants are not doing great. The king's doing fine because we've got a banner. The adventurers are 0, Lord of Evil 1, so it's a toss-up. Well, it is the Inquisition for whom we have the least rep, so we'll go see them. There's a lot of activity behind there. A bunch of priests are trying to chain a large demonic creature above a pentacle drawn in chicken blood. I only wish to improve myself as +5 rep. I bring you some heretic artifacts taken from the forces of evil is +20 rep, -100 shadow mana. We need your help to understand light teaching. Has at least 50 rep with the Inquisition, which we don't, receives 100 light mana. Push the priests around and free the demon. You assume he doesn't deserve this. Draws the card Demonic Chamber, reputation with the Inquisition -30, or help trap the demon. Has at least 1 pentacle, 1 reliquary, and 1 demonic chamber. Rep +50. Draws the card Sacred Halo and the card Archangel Wings. I'm gonna do something inadvisable, which is take the damage, take the hit to the rep, and take the card Demonic Chamber. Demonic Chamber is a classroom that allows students to quickly improve their demonology skills. This room is especially secured for demon summoning. Honestly, it is. And we'll put it... I don't know why I can't put it here, but that's okay. We'll put it here. The orcs are back. Greetings, human. Our clans need sorcerers to fight the king's forces, so I wondered if you could help. We're real nice folk, you know. If you could gain the trust of the orc clans and improve your relationship with them to, say, 90, it'd be real cool. So what do you say, friends? What a great idea. Receives the quest Wizards of the Horde, reputation with the kingdom -25, with the Inquisition -10, or no thanks, we don't trust you enough is reputation with the orcs -10. I'm actually going to take this. This will be our 3rd objective for this level. So now we have Curriculum Shadowbinder, which is to say we should specialize in potions, necromancy, and retribution. We have Arcane Specialist, which is to generate 8,000 arcane mana. And we have Wizards of the Horde, which is to earn at least 90 rep with the orcs, which is to have your rep at +90 with the orcs. We'll have to earn more than 90 rep with that because we're still a little bit negative with them. We have students coming up. We had student coming up, I guess. I like the interdimensional room. You see these students? It's like an Escher drawing. We have enough mana to draw from our light deck. Also, the peasants are here. Oh no, parents? The kids from the other houses are dragging our children down. It's time to act. They must be separated. Each must remain in their lane. You're right, it's time to separate. Receives -25 gold, draws the card Common Room. Indeed, the more we compartmentalize children, the more efficient they will be. Receives -200 gold, draws 2 common rooms. That is disparate, the cost. This isn't extreme enough. Receives minus 75 shadow mana, draws 2 prisons. I think diversity breeds enrichment, differences breed strength. Receives plus 5 prestige. I want one of these two. And I think I'm going to go with the prestige because I'm not earning shadow mana as quickly as I want to. And we'll draw from our holy deck. Light deck, it's called. There's the raclette dish. Characters who eat in this room have a chance to create cheese component cards, a relic from the land of cheese, wine, and bread, hidden in a dungeon full of fire-breathing beasts. We have medical bed. Students who sleep in this bed recover health faster and give some gold to the school. This bed distributes limitless morphine for any student who's hurt. Enjoy the trip. Or shiny gold pendant has come up again. I'm going to take the raclette dish this time, just in case the orcs come back hungry, as they are wont to do. And draw from our arcane deck. Counselor's office. Students may gain access to an extra choice of future when graduating if they spend time with a career counselor. Guide students toward the rare jobs available to them. We have elemental shoulder pads. When a student is at least level 2 in arcane magic, they receive an elemental shoulder pads, making it so learning arcane magic also generates gold up to 10% of arcane magic gained. Transmutes lead into gold by siphoning student energy. Or we have Armillary Sphere. Characters working here have a chance to get the Passionate trait, which makes them better at specializing in a form of magic. It helps students realize that the stars are actually very high in the sky, which is apparently not obvious to everybody. I'm gonna go with Counselor's Office here. I'm just gonna get real weird with it. Okay, I'm hoping we're about to hit on alchemy, but boy is it taking its time. We have more students. What? Minstrel distraction. Oh, right. Learns 30% faster because they're an elf. Let's go see someone. Ooh. We should probably see the Inquisition. There is a lot of activity behind here. This again. We've done this. I'm gonna skip this one and just go with I only wish to improve myself. Baby steps. Come on, alchemy. Just one more. Okay. So for alchemy, what rooms do we have? Alchemy room. Okay. I'd like a potions room, so if this comes up, I'm hoping that we'll draw potions, because we have this that we need to focus on. Potions, necromancy, and retribution. Oh. No more holidays. Our kid bothers us much less when he's at your school than when he's at home. Could you make sure he does not come home too often? We'll make a space just for him. Receives minus 50 gold, receives private bedroom. If he gets a better bed, he might not come home to see you so often. Has at least one private bedroom, draws a card out of 3. Surely an animal would convince him to stay. Minus 50 nature mana, draws a card out of 3. There's nothing we can do. He's probably going home because he likes you somehow. Does nothing. Okay, I was worried there'd be some consequence, like maybe minus prestige. Aha, we did it! Guild banner. These are bad. Library or alchemical shoulder pads. Active characters in this room Improve your reputation with the Adventurers Guild. Artistically torn and bloodied by the hand of renowned craftsmen. Library. Up to 2 students can work at the library to improve their best magic. All your students want to do when they have some free time is go study at the library. No, really, they do. Or alchemical shoulder pads. When a student is at least level 4 in potions, they receive alchemical shoulder pads, which grants a random potion when the student gets a diploma. With these 2 vials of acid, no one will stand too close to you in the refectory line. I'm gonna go with library. Put it right there. Great. Of all the weird-shaped schools, this one is maybe shaped the weirdest. Right now, it'll change. I can see us still earning rep from our banners, which is great. We have more students. I think we have our first graduates. That seems fast. Yep, we do. Okay. Peasant rep +5. The other option here is village mage, so I'm going to stick with this. Only 3 graduates. This will be easy. Smuggler is 100 shadow mana and 100 arcane mana. That's good. And Altar Child is 50 gold. I might re-roll this one just to see what we get, but like these are not bad. It was a 6% chance to get Altar Child. I think I'll stick with it. Draw from our shadow deck. Necro Staff, Prison, Child Eating Bed. I'm going prison this time. When a teacher catches a student misbehaving, the student is sent to prison to discourage them from doing it again for a while and encourage them to work more. I've already read this. I don't know why I read it again. Necro Staff. When a student is at least level 2 in Necromancy, they receive a Necro Staff. They now produce 30% more shadow mana, made from a dead student's skull. Recycling, it's good for the planet. Or Child Eating Bed. Generates an ingredient called Sleeper Soul, but sometimes harms its guest. This bed has its own will and only accepts the students it deems worthy. Everyone else will be devoured. Rather, that's what the legend says, but experts claim that it simply eats when it's hungry. I'm going prison this time. And I should have gone prison sooner, probably. I'll draw from Arcane. We have Power Tiara. When a student is at least level 3 in Portal Magic, they receive a Power Tiara, making it so learning Arcane Magic also generates magic in other random types of magic, up to 25% of Arcane Magic gained. This card says magic more than any card says that word. Mass-produced with a small fragment of a dark mage's soul inside, just to give it that little je ne sais quoi. Or, Heatbox from the future. Hunger decreases for all active characters in this room. The white box with an opening in the front. You put food in it, and a few minutes later, a bell rings and the food is hot. It works like magic, which is actually not that surprising in this school. I kind of want to go with Power Tiara. And let's go see someone, probably the Inquisition, because that's still our least best reputation by far. We're still negative with a lot of people. We have a banner, though, that helps with the kingdom, and, we do need to be focusing on the orcs, so let's actually do that. The orc warriors seem to have been beaten pretty badly by the Lord of Evil. We've already seen this one. I'm thinking about it. Do I want to lose the gold, and do I want to lose the rep with the peasants? Let's say yes. Why not? Vegetable embargo. Your school is dangerous. Whenever they get close to it, our cows fall sick. Some give birth to 2-headed lambs, which, in case you don't realize, isn't good. Some cows are giving birth to 2-headed lambs? Will not be selling to you any vegetables until it stops. Let's see how you manage without your precious carrots. Well, alright. Receives the global modifier vegetable embargo. Students and teachers take longer to eat. This is an unlucky run. I like that you can see these little windows and balconies, but like from the side, it's ugly. It's very ugly. We have more students. It's a little less ugly on this side. These stairs at least go all the way to the back. I didn't mean to put that kid in light sleeper, because they had the light sleeper trait already. How many more points? About 40. I have all these cheese cards in hand and nothing else. Nice. Well, I mean, if another random card event comes up, at least I will be able to sacrifice a cheese. The frequency of students is pretty intense, but like each time I only get 1 or 2. C2. We have Chamber of Truth, which we can upgrade. Bright Staff Refectory allows 7 staff members to lower hunger, tiredness, and boredom while healing and increasing sanity. After a good meal, their hunger grows slower. A much nicer place than the sad, dark place the students eat at. Or Righteous Cloister, a room that allows students to improve their sacred magic skills. The peaceful atmosphere of the cloister teaches apprentice mages to become one with the light. And we need retribution, not sacred magic, so I may go with the Bright Staff Refectory. It's nice to have the 2 kitchen tools. Scholarship. Student, how did you get selected? Hello, did you know that the neighboring school gives scholarships to their best students? What about you? Well, no, we don't do that, as minus 3.64 prestige. Of course, we have scholarships, draws 2 cards, new student, loses 75 gold. The kingdom takes care of the students who need it. Rep with the kingdom is at least 60, draws new students and new house. Or, yes, we offer special scholarships to further the education of lycanthrope students and help them integrate. Receives minus 75 gold, receives 2 cards, new werewolves. I have to say well no and lose the prestige. And I suppose let's go see the orcs. The orcs are all moving about. Bone decorations are found everywhere, and the mood is decidedly festive. It seems the orcs are preparing a party to do with their customs. We have the same things we always have, plus 10 rep, minus 5 rep, but plus 100 natural mana. And then we have, oh, this one, reputation with the orcs minus 40, Lord of Evil strength minus 3. We also have wow, party time, let's stay a little bit longer, which is rep plus 20. Or I love the atmosphere here, let's eat and drink the night away, which discards cheese and alcohol cards. We don't have an alcohol. Reputation with the orcs plus 50, receives 15 prestige. That would be a really good one, but I mean this one's still pretty good. Rep plus 20 for no consequence. So we're doing pretty well with the orcs. Rep is 47 of the 90 that we need. Could change. Probably will. This is Murphy's Run. We also still need 6,800 arcane mana, and we need to train people as Shadowbinders. We have more students. We had more student. This level feels like it's going a little bit faster than the last one did. It took us 4 hours to get through the last one, and we're maybe an hour in here, and I think we're almost a third of the way. Granted, we did a dungeon in the last one, and that took a while. We have some students rolling into the Elementalist dojo, so we should be able to draw from our arcane deck pretty soon, I think. Wow, a lot just came up. The Tithe. We have chosen to tolerate your impious sorcerer university, but this does incur some compensation. We have come to collect the tithe, which will fund our team of magic hunters. Ironic, isn't it? Not really, now get out. Reputation with the Inquisition -20. We'll pay, we don't want any trouble. Receives -100 gold. You know we train inquisitors here, we're on the same team. Reputation has at least one Chamber of Truth, which we do meet. Reputation with the Inquisition +5, Lord of Evil -5. Or, in the Great Book of Purity, they say the tithe is 50 gold pieces, not 100, is -50 gold. So I'm going to take this one, since we have the Chamber of Truth, +5 rep with the Inquisition, -5 with the Lord of Evil. We also have students, graduates, and we can draw from our arcane deck, so I'm going to do that first. Magic Hat we've already read. Our Elementalist dojo we could upgrade. We also have Large Hourglass. Active students in this room slightly improve their temporal magic skills. It must be torture to work with this around, but at least it teaches students the value of time as each minute feels like an eternity. I think I'm going to go with Magical Hat this time. And it would be nice if I could put it into like a staff room. What's this? Counselor's office? Okay, we'll deal with that in a second. Is this person a vampire? Yes. They're very pale. And graduates. Just graduate. Clockwinder. Receives 50 arcane mana. This person had very limited futures. Village Mage, Peasant, Clockwinder, or Dead. So I'm going to stay with Clockwinder. And Smuggler receives 100 shadow mana and 100 arcane mana. That was their top future. They also had the same futures as the other graduate, Village Mage, Peasant, Clockwinder, or Dead. So I'm going to stay with Smuggler and draw from our shadow deck. Assassin's Arena, we need Necromancy. I would really like Necromancy. Okay. Assassin's Arena, a room that allows students to quickly improve their assassination skills. It's not really magic, sure, but mages with a secondary class are very popular. Or Pentacle, which we've read. So I'm going to go with Assassin's Arena. And then put the magical hat somewhere. Kind of doesn't matter where at this point. Oh, I can put it in the teacher's lounge. That's a good place for it. Lots of teachers will pass through there, and I'd like for them to lose traits. Okay, and let's go visit probably the orcs. With the king, we're in the positive again. With the peasants, very bad. Even with the Lord of Evil, we're in the positive. But, like, the adventurer's not good. The peasants, bad. The Inquisition, very bad. Let's go see the orcs. The orc warriors seem to be beaten pretty bad by the Lord of Evil again. I don't want to take the hit to the gold or my rep with the peasants, so I am just going to take this one that's +10 with the orcs. Since we're in the positive, and we're really just kind of creeping our way up, we have plenty of time to get to 90. That's not going to be a problem. And I'd like to do it without losing resources. Okay. I don't seem to have anything yet that is helping me increase my prestige, and that's why I'm only getting 1 or 2 students at a time. So I'll have to be on the lookout for things like that too. How many more points do I need to draw a card from the light deck? About 70. Might still be a little bit. There's our assassination room. No one's in there right now training, but you can see they've got a little slicer, a lamp for spotting you. There's some spikes everywhere. And here's the dummy they stab. So this is a grate in the floor, and here... Oh, okay. So we have a birth problem. Our cows no longer give birth, which is going to be a huge problem for all farmers. We need you to make us a fertility potion, as I'm told it's called. Can you? Yes, our alchemists can lend a hand. Is minus 15 alchemy mana. Reputation with the peasants plus 15. Could have some consequences later on. It's going to cost you. Those ingredients don't come cheap. Is minus 50 alchemy. Plus 250 gold. Rep with the peasants minus 10. Same thing, could have consequences. Our druids know some great massage techniques that could help you, you know. Is rep with the faction peasants plus 10, but you need a stable. Or that's not something we can do, has no consequence. I'm gonna say our alchemists can lend a hand and just sacrifice the 50 alchemical mana. Alchemy mana. Yeah, what I was saying is this is a grate in the floor, and this is a slicer, and this is a classroom. It's not, but like, these are rooms underneath this grate, and if a child gets sliced, a counselor gets soaked. Okay, more students. Sacred stained glass window. Active students in this room slightly improve their sacred magic skills. It regularly gets cleaned with holy water to prevent the holiness from fading with time. Eternity vase. New students have a higher chance of being elves. Its flowers never wither, which is where its name comes from. Kind of unoriginal, I know. Or Sacred Halo. When a student is at least level 3 in Sacred Magic, they get a Sacred Halo. Their hunger now grows 75% slower. Students that have become pure enough to wear a Sacred Halo know that eating makes them no better than animals, and they're above that. I'm gonna go with the Eternity Vase. Non-human students have interesting attributes and, like, benefits. It doesn't really matter where I put that. And I guess let's go see the orcs again. There's some activity in the orc village. Grump, the chief's son, has once again lost his little dog Nerfy. This is a good opportunity to be liked by the clan. The 3 things we always can do. We tracked Nerfy to that stream a bit further down, draws the card Orc Hound, receives minus 50 natural mana, or we found Nerfy in the stream all covered in mud. He smelled horrible, so we gave him a quick wash before bringing him over, which draws the card Orc Hound, discards Cleaning Potion, and Reputation with the Orcs plus 30. I don't gain any rep by doing this, but the Orc Hound is, I think, one of the requirements for getting rid of the Minstrel debuff, so I want that. Orc Hound decreases the desire of active students in the same room to misbehave and bites them occasionally to speed up the learning process. They look so uncannily like orcs it doesn't bear thinking about. We'll put the Orc Hound here in the Elementalist dojo, but it's going to travel. Pegasus Rider duel we saw in the last one. Hi, I have to inform you that the Interschool Pegasus tournament will be held soon. Stop me if I'm wrong, but your school has no team. Is that right? No team, we've got the best Pegasi in the entire region. Has at least one Pegasus, which we do. Draws the card Stadium. Could have some consequences later on. Not yet, but I will spare no expense. Spends 75 gold to receive the Stadium card. That does not interest me. All that matters here is our student's knowledge. Draws 50, or receives 50 of every house, or 50 mana from every school of magic. Or give me a moment, someone else is calling my crystal ball, puts the event on hold. I'm going to say that doesn't interest me and take the mana. That's nice. It's a nice little bump to all of it. We'll draw from our shadow deck before other stuff starts to come up. Can you hear my voice getting tired? We have Crypt, a classroom that allows students to improve their necromancy skills. A packed crypt makes for a happy necromancer. Or we have Leprechaun Skull. When a student is at least level 1 in Assassination and level 1 in Demonology, they receive Leprechaun Skull, making it so learning Shadow Magic also generates gold up to 10% of Shadow Magic gained. That explains how the leprechaun family that settled in the garden disappeared. I'm gonna go with crypt because we need necromancy for this objective. Shadowbinder. Took a second to fix my voice and it didn't really help. We have the Inquisition again. Cursed locations. I would like a word with you. I do not like that you practice sorcery, but I think we could work together at this moment. My inquisitors have found a few cursed places that need purifying. Could some of your little heretic sorcerers be sent there to help? We can take care of the sewers if you'd like. Receives minus 15 prestige, but makes ancient sewers available. With a proper setup, we could go to the Cursed Tower. Receives minus 500 alchemy mana, makes the dungeon Archmage Tower available. With the right talismans, we could handle the cultists in the Ancient Gods Temple. Receives minus 500 light mana, makes Dark Temple available. Impossible, we're too busy renovating the castle. Draws private bedroom, refectory, and students' hall, or we'll think about it, puts the event on hold. I don't want to lose the prestige by taking the sewer dungeon, and I can't take the other two dungeons, so I'm going to say impossible, draw these 3 cards, private bedroom, refectory, and students' hall. And then I can upgrade some things, our students' hall and our refectory, and I can put in a private bedroom, which I think will also help with the minstrel, but I think I've forgotten, just plumb forgotten what we need to do for the minstrel. Teaching tools. We need new tools. The one we are using are old and used up. We cannot keep going like this. I negotiated with the Inquisition to get some books they intended to burn. Draws the card library, but requires 50 rep with Inquisition. I managed to get a royal grant. Rep with the kingdom must be at least 50, receives 250 gold. Here are some new manuals. Take care of them this time. Receives minus 100 gold. Draws the card spellbook, or make do with what you got. Ew, ouch. Receives minus 100 every school of magic. So I guess I'm spending 100 gold to take spellbook. Spellbook. Nearby students have a chance of gaining a specialization in a random school of magic. It's a book like any other, only it hasn't been put back in place on the shelf. So I'm going to put that here. For things that could be very impactful to quote-unquote nearby students, I like to put them in rooms that students frequent, so that one's in the refectory. We have students and graduates. Probably not many students. 1. And how many graduates? 6. We have a village guardian, receives 50 light mana. They could have been a peasant, a village mage, or dead. So I'm going to stay with guardian. Conscripted mage, increases all reputation gains, all king reputation gains by 1%. Could also have been village mage, adventurer, and so on. Is there anything in here that would be better? No, I'd like to have passive rep generation with the king continue. Clockwinder receives 50 arcane mana. Nothing in here is really better than that. Smuggler, 100 shadow mana and 100 arcane mana. This is good. I'm going to stay with it. Conscripted mage again. I will re-roll this one. Clockwinder, okay. Or imp, reduces the cost of shadow cards by 1. If I re-roll, I'm probably going to get imp again, but we'll see. I will re-roll this one. Yep. Okay, I'm going to draw from my arcane deck. Armillary Sphere. Characters working in here have a small chance to gain the Passionate trait, which makes them better at specializing in a form of magic I think I've already read. Window to another world. Active students in this room slightly improve their portal magic skills. Always ask a teacher before you open a window to an unknown world. Or elemental shoulder pads. When a student is at least level 2 in arcane magic, they receive elemental shoulder pads, making it so learning arcane magic also generates gold up to 10% arcane magic gained. Transmutes lead into gold by siphoning student energy. Oh, I've read that one today. What do I want to take? I don't really need... gold is nice to have. And I think here is where we'll leave it for the day. Thank you for hanging out with me. This run is not going as well as the last one did. Like, the village is not as good to us as the forest was. I hope next time we're able to get rid of that global modifier, the Minstrel debuff. And I know next time we'll be able to get our rep up the rest of the way with the orcs and kind of see where we're going to go from there. Thank you for hanging out with me. I hope you have an amazing day. I hope you know how much I appreciate you for watching this and for sticking with me as I try out new series. And I hope you have an amazing day, and I will talk to you soon.